Hello everyone. For this presentation, I'm going to be talking about the Phosphorus Paradox. Thanks for listening. I hope you learn a lot. Why should one care about phosphorus? Well, because it's a part of us. Phosphorus is one of the elements that makes up of all living organisms, and in fact, it can be found just about in every level of the human body. We can see it in our bones, our genes, our DNA. It's very abundant in us, and it's very important, especially when talking about the growth and development. However, phosphorus is a limiting nutrient, and what this means is that when one nutrient is used before other nutrients, it's limiting. So limiting nutrients actually prevent growth with their absence, and particularly phosphorus, when it's returned to the environment that is lacking it, these nutrients actually jumpstart the productivity, which continues until it is once again depleted. And this is the same for both the terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Phosphorus is found in rocks and sediment. However, it's not evenly distributed across the world. The major players are the United States, Morocco, and China. However, there are other mines in places like South Africa and Jordan. The phosphorus demand and supply around the world is huge. Just in 2010, we can see that in North America, the demand of phosphorus was about 32.1 million tons. But America is only producing 26.2 million tons. So the demand keeps going up, but our supply, especially in the rocks, won't last forever. Eventually, they'll end up in the oceans, which will cause a major issue in mining. Despite having over 10 mining districts in America, America is actually now an importer of phosphorus. However, it used to be a long-time exporter. However, in 1996, the U.S. became a net importer for the first time. And since then, it's imported phosphorus every year. And in fact, in 2015, America actually imported about 12% of the phosphorus it even used. Considering America is now an importer of phosphorus, it's quite evident that America's phosphorus reserves are depleting. Phosphorus can be found in a ton of products one wouldn't even expect, such as cereal, toothpaste, and makeup. But the main driver of why the reserves are depleting is because of commercial farming. Approximately 90% of phosphates that are mined are actually used in the production of fertilizers for crops. So the amount of available phosphorus is decreasing. However, phosphorus is extremely crucial to the global food security. In fact, by the year 2050, the human population is expected to reach about 9.7 billion. And this will require about 70% more food than we're already generating. So the global demand for phosphorus is already rising about 3% each year. And the ability to feed the future humanity will actually depend on how we manage our phosphorus resources now. So it's really important to how we're dealing with this. Even though phosphorus is very important to the global food security, we are wasting most of it. In fact, only about 20% of the phosphorus that we mine reaches the food that we consume. And 30 to 40% of this phosphorus is lost during the mining process. And 50% of it is wasted in the food chain between the farm and the fork. And so here we can see that we're not even getting most of the phosphorus that we're mining for and spending the money to do. What happens to the wasted phosphorus? Well, it actually causes a lot of environmental issues because most of it ends up into rivers, lakes, and oceans. And this actually causes eutrophication, which can cause serious damage. And particularly, there have been over 400 coastal dead zones. And these dead zones are actually expanding at a rate of 10% a decade. And in the United States alone, the economic damage from this eutrophication is estimated to be $2.2 billion a year. And it causes a lot of issues in ecosystems and ends up destroying them completely. But more importantly, how can we fix this phosphorus issue? Well, we could do several things. 1, we can use the phosphorus that is available more efficiently. 2, start using watershed programs to recapture the phosphorus before it enters into waterways. And 3, we could start using phosphorus-efficient crops in farming. And this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching.